On January 23rd of 2024, the alert level was raised at a supervolcano in Japan. This change occurred at the Mount Aso volcano on the island of Kyushu, where its color code was changed from white to yellow, corresponding to an increase from level 1 to 2 in the local 5-level volcano alert level system. While the threat of a supervolcano erupting might sound cataclysmic, in this case there really isn't too much to worry about outside of the immediate vicinity of its summit. Mount Aso is indeed a supervolcano, but it has erupted nearly 100 times since the beginning of the 16th century, all of which involved small to moderately sized eruptions, so this sort of activity isn't too unusual. This follows a general pattern where the vast majority of eruptions at supervolcanoes are small to medium in size, rather than the absolutely devastating eruptions the general public often pictures when they hear the word supervolcano. For example, this video clip shows fairly weak ash emissions from a previous eruption of Mount Aso. The justification for raising Aso's alert level comes down to 3 factors and what they all imply. The first factor involves increased sulfur dioxide emissions. Sulfur dioxide is one of the most common gases released by magma, and an increased volume of it reaching the surface correlates to either greater volumes of underground magma, increasingly shallow magma, or a combination of both. In the context of Mount Aso, when this volcano is not actively erupting, a daily emission of 1,000 or more tons of sulfur dioxide is considered high. On January 23rd, 2,000 tons of sulfur dioxide were measured at Mount Aso. We know for a fact that fresh magma has been intruding underneath Aso's Nakadake crater since December of 2023, presumably at around 5 to 6 kilometers depth. This has caused overlying ground to spread apart slightly, which was measured by sensors. Alongside this, since January 19th, cameras have detected what appears to be an orange fire originating from a spot within Aso's most active crater. While this could represent the glow of deep magma, I deem it more likely to be caused by the combustion of hydrogen gas being released by underground magma, which, due to impurities in the air, often burns with an orange color. Regardless, the appearance of the apparent flame likely indicates that at a minimum, magma is releasing increased heat into Nakadake's hydrothermal system, and this could set the stage for an unpredictable phreatic eruption to potentially occur. Since such an eruption could throw large blocks of rock a few hundred meters to a kilometer, or even generate pyroclastic flows beyond the crater walls, a 1-kilometer exclusion zone was declared around Nakadake crater. However, in practice, this exclusion zone goes up to 250 meters beyond a 1-kilometer radius due to the placement of warning signs where people should not enter beyond for any reason at this time. However, the amplitude of tremor from Aso's summit region still seems to be fairly low, although this could quickly change. Regardless, the chance that Mount Aso might erupt in the next 3 weeks is statistically fairly high, as 3 of the last 5 times Aso was placed at an alert level of 2, it erupted within 21 days. However, these periods of elevated unrest can last for months, so Aso's volcanic hazard could remain for an extended period of time. You might be wondering how Aso could still be a supervolcano. My answer is that the cinder cones, Mars, and stratocones that make up a complex of overlapping vents at Aso that form a central edifice are not actually the entirety of the volcano. If we zoom out, we can see that what is now largely flat farmland actually marks the bottom of a complex caldera which formed due to 4 supermassive explosive eruptions which occurred between 270,000 and 87,000 years ago. The massive eruption 87,000 years ago was a true super eruption, as it not only ejected 1,000 cubic kilometers of tephra, but it also generated pyroclastic flows that incinerated areas up to 170 kilometers or 106 miles away. What appears to be the raised central edifice of Aso is thus a resurgent dome where every single eruption in the last 10,000 years has occurred. The Nakadake crater just so happens to be the most active vent in recent times at Mount Aso, producing every single eruption since 1826. As a final note, in my opinion, there is no reason to be concerned about a powerful eruption originating from Aso anytime soon.